under 30, the Oakland Raiders are back in the mix. And that's just one storyline. Coming up here on the Donny Boast Show, we'll throw it back to Johnny, then back to me. Johnny!
And now another episode of Donny Boast, Friday Football Flash, with your host, Donny Boast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL is in disarray. The owners have met and the owners have talked and nothing has been accomplished. All we know is that the players are still around and the games are still here. And the matchups are meant to be won. We're going to bring to you the predictions and the truth here on the Donny Boast Show. The last week has been a debacle. The NFL is in disarray. It always has been and always will be, according to the Donny Boast Show and according to me and according to everybody else who ever watches the games. These are some bad teams, and it starts off with Tennessee and Cleveland. Who on earth would have ever put these two teams against each other, especially in Cleveland? And of course, Tennessee is favored by 7. Take Cleveland, they're going to win the game. It's going to be their big heroic moment. They're going to win the football game. Jacksonville and Indianapolis, who cares? Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, that's a real game. It could be a real game. Pittsburgh's favored by 6. Take Cincinnati. The Baltimore Ravens will visit Minnesota. I don't have a quarterback Vikings, but they're still favored by 5 points. What's going on in this league? I don't know. Take the over on that one. The Jets and the Miami Football Dolphins. There was a time when the Football Dolphins were undefeated, and they won the Super Bowl. Larry Zonka and company, of course Bob Greasy, but those days are long gone. And so are the days for the Jets when it was Willie Joe Namath. These are two old men going muzzle to muzzle, battle to battle, against each other in the humidity, and all sorts of hubbubaloo. Get away from this game. Stay away from it. There's a reason why it's 38.5 points. Take the over. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. There's not a line on this game, and rightly so. The Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. Wow. How are these two teams playing each other still? The over-under is 41.5. I'll take the over because neither team's defense is going to give a fuck about playing this game. The Green Bay Packers will host the New Orleans Saints. Might I mention, Aaron Rodgers is out. Yeah, he's out for a long time. And somehow the over-under is still 47.5. Take the under, but take New Orleans. They're going to cover. The Los Angeles Lambs. Yes, they're still the Lambs. They will host the Arizona Cardinals. That game will go under, even though every Rams game has gone over. One of them has to go under. Well, it's an old candlestick showdown out there in Santa Clara. The Yorks will host the Dallas Cowboys, who have done nothing all season except lose when they're not supposed to and win when they're not supposed to do anything. I don't know what to say about this game, except look for Dwight Clark in the back right corner of the end zone. He might have a catch. I like the Yorks to win their first game at home. The New York Football Giants is still a football team. I don't know how it's possible. I don't know how the idiot coach is still employed, but he is. There's a lot of men in this world who are not employed, and they should be. The Seattle Seahawks are favored by 8 points. I don't think the Seahawks are good enough to win in New York after it's all said and done, especially after the bye week that the Seahawks just had. I think New York is gonna cover. I think they are. The over-under is 39. Take the over because when teams are this bad, actually take the under. Actually take the over. No, take the under. I don't know what I think! Madness. If you can't tell by now, I've completely lost my damn mind. Especially when I look at a line like the Denver Broncos visiting the artists formerly known as the San Diego Superchargers. They're now called Los Angeles. They have no right to call themselves anything. They will host in their backyard. They don't even have a backyard. They're actually renting a house. And it's like if you threw a party and all your friends came over and the landlord came over and said you're being too loud. That's where the Chargers play. And that's why I like Denver, and I like Denver big. There's no reason for that game to be a pick'em. Closing out the week, there's only one matchup left. And that is the Atlanta Falcons at the New England Patriots. Of course, the over-under in this game is 400 points. I like all 400. I also like Atlanta to cover the 4 in New England because I think New England's defense is terrible. As good as Tom Brady might still be, it doesn't matter. We close out the week with the Racists at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 6 points. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached a threshold. We've reached a point in all of our football lives where we have to say that the Eagles are gonna cover 6 points at home against the hapless racists. Eagles soar! We'll see you next week.